Howdy, and welcome to What I Wish I Could Say, the heartfelt, humorous podcast hosted by me, April Spencer. Today we are talking about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 18, Episode 2, and we are joined by our beautiful guest star, Ronni Preiss. What's
Hi.
new, Ronni?
What is new? Well, since we had to have you over yesterday to watch the episode, we were cleaning house desperately, or which
Aw.
technically needed to be done. It needed to be done for a long time, but it was actually really nice. Like it's like obviously I should do that more often and like duh, but like having it happen now and being like, oh, actually this is really nice and it actually felt nice to clean, and now everything like looks actually presentable and nice. Like it was kind of a wake up moment. So
Aw. Yeah, no, it was gorgeous and it
thank
smelled
you.
amazing in your house last night. Yeah, I always feel weird because I've had friends, I'm not the cleanest person in the world,
Oh,
and
me neither.
I've had friends come over and be like, "Oh my God, your house is clean,"
And you're
and
like,
like made comments like that, and it's kind of been like, "Ow," and so I
yeah.
just never comment on it with other people.
Hmm.
But I did notice it was beautiful and it
Thank
smelled
you.
really good.
What's new with you?
So I had a Sagittarius moment today. I don't know if
Ooh.
you've noticed.
Oh my
I
god, yes.
so
What that?
this afternoon.
Okay.
This is like semi-permanent, like
Yeah, I was
shampoo dye.
wondering. So can you, I guess, what is it that is in hair dye that you like pregnant people can't use but was not in this? Was it is the I can't remember, but like I know you're not supposed to technically like go get your hair dyed when you're pregnant, but
Um, all I know is I Googled the brand name
yeah,
and the like type of dye it was, and it said it's safe for pregnant
cool,
people.
cool. Okay.
And it's especially like the main thing they worry about with you dyeing your hair is the first trimester.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
once you get
Okay.
past
So,
first trimester, they
yeah.
say it's safe to get your hair dyed in any way. Um, so yeah, we just Googled it and it was fine.
Nice.
But yeah, so what happened was this morning, Philip and I had like a class at our
Yeah.
birth center. Um, and I don't know, like I've been doing really good all through my pregnancy of just feeling like good about myself and like keeping my self-esteem and just like,
Yeah.
it's a lot, especially I think
Oh.
with your first pregnancy, like watching your body change so rapidly and like your abilities change so rapidly and
Mhm.
like, there's just so much stuff you can't do anymore and
Right.
all that stuff. And I'm like, I've been like rolling with the punches like
Yeah.
really well. And I don't know, today it just like really hit me because we were all like, I was like in a classroom with a bunch of other women who are like at the same stage as me. And I just felt like I was like so much bigger than everybody else.
Oh,
And like,
no.
I didn't ask anybody if they had gestational diabetes, but I was
Mhm.
like, I bet I'm the only one that has it.
No.
Like, and just feeling like, you know, just feeling down on myself.
Yeah.
So, in typical Sagittarius fashion, I was
Chose
like,
that moment to dye your hair.
I'm gonna dye my hair. um,
You
and
said,
it's like
"This is
I,
gonna fix me, okay?"
yeah, it's like you don't even think it through that far.
No.
It's just like this is the time
Yeah.
now. I have to now.
Yes.
And then it's like by the time I was done, I was like, okay, I know now that I did that because I was trying to not acknowledge my feelings. I'm okay with the hair. I think it's cute,
Oh, yeah, totally,
but
absolutely, I love it.
I still have the feelings. Turns out it didn't make my feelings go away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what happened today. That's what's new.
Oh, well, I'm sorry you felt that way. I know you were, like, kind of looking forward to it, so I'm sorry that, but
Yeah, everybody was really nice
oh,
too,
I'm sure.
like it was all like in my own
Oh,
head,
yeah.
but it's just hard sometimes and it's like it's overdue. Like I
Oh,
haven't been processing
sure.
all of this.
It was bound to happen probably, and at least it, I guess, happens now when you're near the end, so that you're not kind of maybe dealing with that the whole time. Um,
Yeah, yeah. It was also just a lot like because they went over like all of the things that you're supposed to like bring to the birth
sure.
center, all the stuff you should like keep at home afterwards. And they're
Mhm.
like, you need these like adult diapers and you need like all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of like witch hazel and like, oh, you're gonna be like cramping terribly
Hmm.
for the like following like week or whatever after giving birth. And so you need ibuprofen.
Hmm.
And it's just like, oh my God, this is horrific. Like,
Yeah.
to then
Yeah.
just list it all out like that, I was like, this is going to be really hard.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, that's one of my biggest fears about like getting pregnant is I wouldn't say I have like body image issues, but I mean, what woman doesn't like at our age? With the, when we grew up, like the uh, body image talk when we were younger was just terrible,
Atrocious.
terrible,
Yeah.
atrocious. Um, And I've always been small, just like my entire life. I was a preemie baby. I was like, I was never tall enough. I never weighed enough. Like I just
Hmm.
was always super tiny. Um, and I think in like college, because of course in college is when, everything hit, like the stress and like all that kind of stuff hit. So I was kind of like eating more and like all this kind of stuff. So at one point, like I think I weighed like 115, which was the most I had personally ever weighed.
Hmm.
And I found myself feeling like gross about it. And like I
Mm.
totally understand, like, wow, 115, like people are gonna be rolling their eyes. And I totally get that. But like it's, different for everybody.
Yeah.
Um, and and that's one of the things with like being pregnant is like obviously you're gonna gain weight and you should like like it's what you
Yeah.
need to do. But I am definitely like I know that it'll kind of freak me out to like way more than I've ever weighed. It's just one of those
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get that. And yeah, it is different for everybody, I think. And it's interesting too, like for me, I feel like I look bigger than everybody and like I'm
right,
very like sensitive to like comments of people being like, whoa, like,
right,
and I do get that sometimes. And
sure,
so it's like that weighs on me, but it's weird because like they say you need to gain like between 35 and 40 pounds, and that's like the normal amount.
right.
And I have gained exactly 35, and I'm
Oh
now
wow,
in my like later third trimester. So it's
yeah.
like I like gained a lot of it like quickly, and
Mm,
then and that's what my midwife said too. She was like, people who tend to gain a lot at the beginning, like it evens out at the end.
mm,
And so that's what's happened with me, and it's been like the actual number on the scale hasn't bothered me so
right,
much, but it's just like how I look. I just feel like
sure.
I look like a little like blueberry, you know?
It's so cute though. A blueberry.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's weird too. Like I have friends who are like super, super skinny and I've always been super skinny and they gained like 70 pounds during their pregnancy, you
Yeah.
know? So it's just like, you know, it's different for everybody. And
And
I try to
maybe
keep
it's
that.
like
Go
it
ahead.
was probably just the quickness of it, how quick you gained the weight and like that's probably just a lot.
Yeah. And it's like, it's so weird too, because like I gained most of my weight in the first trimester and
Yeah.
I was sick the whole time. Like I was
Oh,
nauseous the whole
oh
time.
no.
So I was
So
like, what's
how'd you do
happening?
that?
Yeah. Yeah, so the body is a weird thing.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, I just need to like it's like cognitively I know to trust my body and it's like I
Mhm.
know like it's doing what it needs to do. It's just like I also have to be realistic and be like it's not always going to feel great and I'm going
Yeah.
to like have feelings about it
Oh, yeah.
sometimes and
And
that's
those are
okay.
valid, you know?
Yeah, they'll go away not because I dyed my hair, but
No.
for other reasons. I have a memory of going over to you guys' house a while back, maybe like a year ago, maybe more, and we were like having a game night or
Mhm.
something, and Your cats are just like so cute, and I just want them to love me
I
so
know.
bad. And so I like was trying, it's just so hard because like cats, I love them, and but I just
Mhm.
come across too eager to
Oh,
them.
me
Like I
too.
come, like I'm a dog person. I was raised with dogs, so dogs are always happy to see you and everything. But a cat, like, is gonna like be weirded out by your
Easily.
like overeager energy, and I can't fix that.
Yeah.
So, like, I was trying to indicate to your cats that like I'm not going to be overeager, but like I'm available.
Yeah.
And so I like laid down on the
Yeah, yeah,
ground.
yeah. I was thinking about that last night. I was thinking about it before you guys came over. I was like, I just remember when she was just trying so hard.
It was hilarious because I was like, I'm just going to be submissive. Like, I'm just going
Yeah,
to lay
yeah.
on the ground. And so they'll come to me. And one of your cats did come up
I
to
think it
me.
was Bao
It
because like
was
he's the
Bao.
one
Yeah.
that yeah.
He came up to me and he was like, ma'am, are
Yes.
you okay? Like, he was
But
just
ma'am, this
like,
is weird.
he was like concerned for my
He was.
safety, and then when he realized I was okay, he was like, okay, what a freak, and like
Yeah, yeah. Like yeah, they will definitely judge you for sure. They'll be like, "Girl, what are you doing?" And they're just like, "You know what? I don't care. I don't have time for this. She's gonna do whatever." Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
But
my memory.
I was proud of them last night for actually like being out of our bedroom, which when people are over, they are never out of our bedroom. It was once again, it was probably because it was dinner time.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
they were just like, I don't know what to do because I'm hungry, but there are people here and I don't like people. And then of course, your husband, Philip, was the one that got to pet a cat because like he wasn't even trying, which is always the case.
Always the case. He's a cat whisperer. He always has
Yeah.
been since he was like a little boy. Um, it's like a huge point of like contention, I think, between him and his sister. Because like they had a cat, the cat hated his sister and loved
Oh my
him,
god.
and they ended up getting a second cat so that she would have
She
a
would have
cat
one.
that loved her, and it still loved
No.
Philip. So, yeah, so he's just always had that energy that cats love. I was really proud of Evie the
I know.
most because I've like that's the most I've ever seen her.
Oh yeah.
And so that was cool. She's
Poor
really pretty.
quarantine kitty. I feel so bad for her. Yeah, because we got her during the pandemic, and so she really didn't see anybody, and she doesn't know. She just doesn't know. And she's so anxious all the time, no matter what. Like even if
Oh,
it's us, like she'll still freak out about things or like loud noises. She's just very skittish. But yeah, I was proud when she came out. I was like, good for you, girl.
yeah.
Growth.
She was like sitting behind her brother, but she was like
Yes.
peeking out and looking at us the whole time. It
Yeah.
was really cute.
I'm I am a cat person. Like I love cats. I've always had cats all my life. My mom would like rescue a new cat all the freaking time. Like she would just come home with a cat. And
Mm.
my dad would be like, "What?" We had like four cats when I was growing up. So I'm used to that. I'm just a person who like I'm I go to the extreme on either side. Either I hate something or I love something. I it's very rare that I'm like indifferent.
Mm.
And when I love something, I mean I am like obsessed.
Aw.
Like I go full tilt. So like I love cats. I love them
Mhm.
so much, but they pick up on that energy and they're just like, no. But luckily my cats love me. So
Yes. Yeah, I can tell your cats adore you.
yeah. And I do know, how to interact with them and like because I've, had them all my life. So I know how to, just be patient and all that kind of stuff. But I just want to love them.
I totally empathize. Yeah, I love cats too. I think they're beautiful, but yeah, I just am like always like, "Ee," like come here, and they're like,
Yes.
no. Okay, are you ready to get into the episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing I have written down is Jane don't at the very beginning. She was like, they're like going back into the workroom after they've announced that there's not going to be an elimination. And she's like, yay, no elimination. And I was like, how we all
She's
feel.
all of us. She's
She is
all
all of
of
us
us
in that
complaining
moment.
about no elimination. Because again, like, when will it end?
I don't know. It's a
But
bummer.
I mean, I have a feeling it's just probably because of the number of episodes that have been ordered. That's my theory. That has not been confirmed or denied, but just assuming that it's probably based on episode number.
Yeah, and I guess part of me is okay with it happening at the very beginning,
True,
like if they have to do that, so you can get to know the queens a little bit more. Um,
because you definitely don't get to fully know a queen in one episode.
right. So I get that, but it's just a little
And
bit
that definitely came
disappointing
in with this episode where it's like if Mandy had been eliminated, wow, this episode would have been different.
for sure. For sure.
But
Yeah.
I'm calling this episode the self-fulfilling prophecy episode
Okay,
because
explain that.
as we'll get into, a lot of people were saying things that like eventually did happen. It's just kind of crazy to like see that foreshadowing later on.
They were like manifesting stuff.
Yes. And
Um,
also, Jane felt like she should have won, obviously, like because she was at the top.
mhm,
And I feel like it's because when queens do what Nene did, where they like take an actual like craft item,
mhm,
like the bags, and make an outfit, I feel like they only see that it's crafty. They
mm,
don't see that like this is actually innovative, like as
yeah,
opposed to just grabbing like the fabric that is there. Like
yeah,
they really only ever see the crafty stuff and they're like, I don't get it. And it's like, okay, girl, like she was being innovative and it's actually really creative and it looks really nice. But they only ever
yeah.
see, like the craftiness of it, I feel like.
Yeah, I felt like again, I just felt like that whole bias that the queens had against Nini's look was that it probably did the bra strap thing they
Yeah,
kept mentioning. I could kind of see that on TV once or
absolutely. Like I hated
twice.
that part, but it's like that was just such a tiny little thing and the rest was just gorgeous. So like it
Yeah,
really didn't matter.
it really didn't show up on TV that badly. And
Yeah.
if I was in person, it probably would have looked terrible.
Yeah.
But like I think that's really the issue there. And then as far as like Vita's look, like hers was incredible, you
Oh yeah.
know? So I'm like, I don't think there's any question that she should have been in the top.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Jane don't I think that her look was probably really hard to make and like really
Sure.
advanced. Great. It just didn't look that great on TV,
No,
honestly.
I don't think it did. Yeah,
So
I
I think
agree.
she's lucky she's in the top.
Yeah, yeah. And then uh near the very end, Mandy was like, "Okay, everybody, just to let you know, if this next challenge is the performance challenge, that's where I slay." And foreshadowing, it is. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
self-fulfilling prophecy, that's what happens.
Hell yeah. That's a really good point. Yeah,
I mean,
she
unfortunately she had to be in the bottom two, but like it happened. Like
for sure. And like we kept saying like her ass looks amazing
oh my god,
too.
her ass.
She
Like,
looked
she
so
should
good
have
in the
done her ass
challenge.
for the runway. She should have done her
Yeah,
ass
she
for
should
the
have.
runway.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into her look because
Yeah.
I feel like there's a rich like there's a lot to work with there and
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot to talk about. And I think that people can differ, like reasonable
Yes,
minds can
absolutely. It
differ
was
on her
very
look.
divided on like who liked it, who didn't,
Yeah.
and for like reasonings, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but she should show her ass more for sure
Absolutely.
because it's great.
My God.
Um, yeah, that's a really good point. That's your first self-fulfilling prophecy where
Yeah.
because we said we were like, okay, Mandy, like let's
Yeah.
see, and she did. She killed
She
it.
did.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, and also, is there anything else you want to say about that like intro part before they like got out of drag?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so moving on to the next challenge. It
Mhm.
was the girl group challenge. Athena was furious that she didn't get
She was
picked.
so pissed. She was so pissed because Nini and Vita, who were the winners last week, since they won, they were chosen as team captains, and they
Yeah.
got to swap um, turns choosing teams. Um, and Nini chose Mia, obviously because choreography queen.
Hmm.
She chose Sierra, she chose Mikey, and she chose Kenya.
Hmm.
Um, and Vita chose Briar, Juicy, Discord, and Jane. And then the other queens were basically given the name the leftovers because nobody picked them.
Yeah, that was already like kind of harsh, I
That
think,
was.
but it is what it is. I think that Athena, like, they did not give her a good edit at all in this episode. I
Mm-mm.
don't think they had much to work with because she did seem to have a really bad attitude the whole time.
I mean, she was pissed from the moment she was not picked. Wow.
Yeah. And what struck me the most is she seemed to feel like not only that she should have been picked, but that like she was like the only one out of that
Yeah.
group that should have been picked,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
Like she was like,
absolutely. Absolutely. She was like, those other girls, yeah, they could have not been picked, but I should have been picked.
yeah, she was like, you guys are the leftovers and I'm the leader.
Yeah.
And like, obviously, we're going to do what I want to do because you guys suck. Like that was her attitude. And I was like,
She was like,
"Eee."
don't put me with these other girls. For
Yeah.
And then I wanted to go back to something that we kind of both turned to each other and freaked out about, which was when it played the typical like she done already done had hers is Rue message soundbite. It said Rue rules.
Yes.
We were both like Rue rules. Like, what is this? Is this like a new thing? So I guess we'll have to wait and see if that happens again.
Yeah,
Um,
and it was just like a like little like piece of RuPaul wisdom. Like I
Yeah,
can't remember what it was.
it was rule number 72. Everyone has a voice, but not everyone deserves a microphone, which T, because that's
True.
definitely true.
I'm like, what is that a reference to? Is it Animal Farm? Like I don't even know what it's a reference to.
I was just assuming she was talking about all, the white men that have podcasts that definitely don't need them.
Right.
They're not sharing any wisdom, they're just talking.
Yeah, fair enough. I just like the Rue rules thing. Yeah, it threw me off because they in All Stars they talk about like All Stars rules and
Yeah.
like like and it's like very like important to know those
Mhm.
changes for the game and the strategy and everything. So we both were like Rue rules, what? But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with is that it's a reference to Animal Farm because that's like
Sure.
something that I've been seeing a lot lately
Oh,
on
absolutely.
social media is like like the little like laws that they have in that
Mhm.
book. So yeah.
And so, yeah, the girl groups, the I guess genres they have is like pop, like the glam group, which is inspired by Wham, which
Hmm.
love love Wham.
Mhm.
Um, and then the punk group was inspired by the Runaways. Once again, love. And then the disco group was inspired by Sylvester, which I am ashamed to say that I don't know who Sylvester is.
I don't know who Sylvester is, and like I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know much about the Runaways either. I've like heard of them, but I don't know much
Yeah,
about them.
I know like Joan Jett and oh my god, I'm totally blanking on the other. singer, but like I know like Cherry Bomb obviously like
Mm-hmm.
was the inspiration, and that's why the song was called Cherries.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that, and then yeah, obviously we know Wham, but yeah, I did. I'm ashamed to say that I do not know the reference of Sylvester for this,
Me
which is
neither.
probably why I didn't understand the judges not liking it and saying that it needed more soul, probably because I
Hmm.
just am not familiar with Sylvester's music. And all I really know from my reference for disco is like Earth, Wind, and Fire, ABBA, the Bee Gees, kind of like all the really poppier ones.
Yeah. Yeah, I love like disco music and funk music,
Yeah.
like a ton. But like I had never heard of Sylvester, and the like I could tell, I knew that as soon as Athena started doing the choreography, I was like, that is not
Oh
disco
my God.
choreography, and they're
She
gonna call
pulled
that
out
out.
the typical like drag tricks bag of like dance moves. The 1, 2, 3 kick, jump, like, and I was like, girl, that's not what this is.
Yeah, and I don't even think she like it didn't think seem like she even discussed it with they could have cut it out, I guess, but
Right.
she just like started choreographing and was
She was
like,
like, I'm
you
not a choreographer, but I'm gonna do this. And it's like, why?
yeah, and the other girls were just like, okay. And it's
Hmm.
like I get it because it's like you don't want to like cause a big fight or something, but I was like, as soon as she started going, I was like, this is not disco choreography. They're not going to go with like, they're not going to appreciate this.
Yeah.
Um, and I think like the music to me like didn't like sound like what I think of when I think of like disco funk as
Yeah.
much anyway. But like they could have like made the moves really disco-y and like played that up.
Yeah.
But instead it just was like it just read as like a dance number that like
Hmm.
was completely like not cohesive, you
And
know?
I mean, like that's like she said, like I'm gonna have to pull out moves from like every show that I've ever done, and it's just kind of like that shouldn't be how this works. Like,
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that nobody in that group like had any other ideas for like a disco type move.
yeah,
But she didn't, she wasn't interested in seeking that input.
because
Um,
from the moment she wasn't picked, I think she just was over it. I think she was just over it.
yeah. So I,
And that's why Nini didn't pick her, because she was like, I feel like Athena's not a team player. And
uh,
guess what happened? Self-fulfilling prophecy. She was not a team player.
honestly, wise choice on Nene and Jane Doe's part, or sorry, Vita's part.
Hmm.
Like to not pick Athena because yeah, she's a diva, you
And we already
know?
knew from the previous episode she wasn't a team player because she didn't help out her daughter.
Exactly. Yeah. Um, Yeah, it's crazy too that she's like delusional about it too. Like when they were in the workroom and like Nene said, like, I don't know, it felt like maybe you're not a team player. She was like, oh, so I'm not a team player now. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, of course you're
Yeah,
not.
no,
Like,
you're not.
yeah. So whatevs. I guess the other girls, I felt like the choreography on the punk number was really slow and boring. But
Yeah, but I mean, punk was probably tough. Like,
I think so
there's
too.
girl groups and punk, it doesn't work like that. Like,
Right.
for the like the Runaways, for them as a group, like they perform like instruments, like they sing. That is the girl group.
Yeah.
It's not dancing numbers.
Yeah.
So it was. I don't know why they went that direction. Like, I don't know why punk was chosen.
Yeah. That's a good point. Um, yeah. And like, I think it would have been really hard to do that choreography. So I get it. I give them some slack on that.
Yeah.
I think they had pretty good energy and like they seemed to
Yes.
work well
Overall,
together.
they were my favorite. Once they decided to give Athena's team disco, and Vita was like, "This was my plan the entire time." I was like, What? I was like,
Yeah.
what in the world? Like, this is all complete nonsense. Like, it didn't make any sense to me why she was going so hard for disco. But when I think about it, I think she got a big head after being in the top. And I think she thought that Athena was going to want whatever she was going to pick because Athena would be thinking that like that was going to be the winning one.
Hmm.
And so she was like, well, I'm going to, steer her in this other direction because I really want Punk. But if I want Punk, she's going to go try to take it from me, which I don't think Athena was thinking that at all.
Me
I think,
neither.
look, Athena was going to go for disco.
Yeah, I felt like Vita was like trying to meta game way too hard in that
Yeah,
moment. Or maybe I don't even know if I believe her fully. Like
right. That too.
maybe she was just like telling herself
Yeah.
after the fact that this is what she wanted as a coping mechanism. I don't know. It was kind of like, yeah, it felt delusional.
It really did. Cause I was like, what do you mean you wanted Punk the entire time, but you were trying to push for this? Like, you could have just chosen Punk and
Yeah.
everybody would have been fine with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like that was really odd. But whatever. I guess if it makes her feel better to like try and play mind games with herself, essentially, like
Yeah.
go ahead.
And then Athena being happy she got disco and she was like, um, I won't be made a fool on week 2 of Drag Race, which she did. Spoiler alert, she is.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. Yep.
Self-fulfilling prophecy. And I did like that Discord, kind of did rally at the end there where she was like, come on, let's just choose Punk.
Yeah.
I feel like I can kill this, which I don't know. I guess maybe it really didn't matter in the end since apparently this was like Vita's plan the entire time. I don't know. But I applaud her for at least ending that whole nonsense argument situation.
Yeah, me too.
And then Blush was like, Athena, your team can have disco because you obviously need it more than us. And I was like, "Oh, okay.
Okay, Briar.
Yeah.
She's definitely trying to be like the plain Jane of the season.
Hmm.
Just like saying shady stuff from Boston.
Hmm.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about before we talk about like them writing their lyrics and doing the? We kind of already talked about the like choreography part.
Yeah.
Um,
No. Yeah, we can move on to their lyrics because Jane has officially entered her Taylor Swift lyricist era, where she was like helping everybody, and even
mhm.
Discord, who was like earlier saying like, "Oh, I've written songs for punk bands, so I know what I'm doing," and then she asked Jane for help, and it's like,
I mean, smart. Like,
I mean, it
get
is smart, but I was just like, "Girl, you were just saying like this was gonna be you." But
yeah.
one
Um,
of the funniest lines was when when Jane called like said after what Briar blushes, it's so hard to say, her lyrics where she was like, my Angelou wishes I died, because apparently Briar Blush is a poet now.
yeah, Jane Blount's really funny. She's a good little commentator. And then
She's definitely
she's
probably
great
gonna
at
be like
lyrics
the
too.
commentator of the season.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she's smart.
and then we saw that Nini's voice is gone
Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for her,
in the
and it made
screening
me
challenge,
hate the screaming challenge even
which,
more.
right, which like, how diabolical
To
of
do
the
a singing
producers
challenge
to
the
have a
week
singing challenge after they
after,
were screaming.
I'm surprised more people weren't affected by
Mhm.
that, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know,
Yeah,
maybe they didn't go as hard as her, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, maybe she just, yeah, like ripped her voice out too hard or
Yeah.
whatever. I felt like they all like that's why I got annoyed listening to it because
Mhm.
like I grew up like doing choir and singing and
Mhm.
everything, and like I was always taught, like, don't do that to your
Mm,
voice. That's not good for your
yeah.
voice. And so listening to everybody do that last week, I was like, I'm annoyed. Like, shut up, you know? And of course, somebody injures their voice.
Yeah. And then Athena was like, "Oh, that's karma for not picking me." And it's like, "Girl, that has nothing to do with you."
It has nothing to do with you. Like, ugh. And then she falls asleep while her people are recording.
Which once again proved the point that she's not a team player.
Right. Yeah.
And she also was not buying her team being like positive and like supporting, like working together and stuff like that. And I'm like, girl, what? Like, do you not want your team to succeed?
Well, remind me what she said because I had kind of forgotten about this.
Because she was like, I don't believe the whole like, yay, teamwork, like we can do this. Like, she thought everybody was being fake. And
That actually makes me so sad.
I'm pretty sure she was just pissed. She was pissed that she didn't get picked, and she was just it was just making a like Jane was it Jane that said that she was just like kind of like a big cloud, black cloud over there, which was
Yeah.
true. And
Yeah.
she had her third eye
Yeah. Her
on her
evil eye
hat.
hat. Yeah.
Yes. So like
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, further showing that she's not a team player because she didn't even like try to be supportive of her team like everybody else was doing. So I'm like, gosh, like that's probably part of the reason why the team did succeed.
Oh, it's definitely like for sure. And that they literally, the judges noticed it. They were like, you guys are not, you seem like just individual people coming out here doing your own thing. You don't seem like a team at all. And it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, because she like appointed herself the leader and then completely dropped the ball of leadership. Like,
Yes. Of immediately being like, I don't believe anybody when they say that they want this team to work out.
like,
That's not what you're supposed to do as a leader.
yeah. I hope that she like that one of the things I love about Drag Race is like it really does expose people's like psychological wounds. And I'm like
Hmm.
looking at Athena and I'm like, okay, she's gorgeous, both in and out of drag. She's like probably the most famous queen on this season. So she's super accomplished, has so much to like be proud of. But already it's episode 2, and I'm like seeing she has these like gaping wounds in her psyche about like teamwork, trusting other people, like, and I'm like, wow, like I can see her demons on
Oh,
display
absolutely.
so clearly.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the things that I love about Drag Race is sometimes you get to see them heal those like
Yeah, for sure.
throughout the show. So I have some hope, especially at the end. Well, we can talk about it when we get there, but she
Yeah.
said some things at the end that made me
Yeah.
get have a little bit of hope that she learned something, even though I felt like she failed
Hmm.
during like this whole challenge and like let her demons eat her up.
Yeah.
I felt like maybe there's hope she learned something from the experience by the end.
Yeah, I mean, competition and like reality shows in that environment can really bring out kind of the worst in people.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's definitely what you see. We've seen it time and time and time and time and time again on the show. And some queens when they watch it back, they're like, "Yeah, I see that now. Absolutely, I see that." And they've changed and some people don't and they're still delusional about it, but
I
it's
was thinking about Coco Montrese being like, I watched it back and I was like, damn, I really do look orange.
so funny.
Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up, I can't remember what context this was in, but Discord had a really good like talking camera moment where she talked about like drag being Disneyfied,
Mm-hmm.
and how she's like the roots of drag are like activism,
Yeah.
and like she's like I want to see more like
Yes.
messages and everything when we on the show and like in my performance and everything, and I was like that's really cool, like
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is really where drag shines. Is it is rebellious because like,
yes,
a man dressing up as a hyper feminine woman in our society, like, is crazy. Our society
Hmm.
thinks, you know, like it's the most blasphemous thing in the world. But that's great. I love that, you know?
It's definitely like you can't do drag and be like, but I don't want attention, you know? Like
Like, that's the whole point. Like,
that's the whole point. And so it's already radical in that you're saying like, look at me, like,
yeah.
um, which is awesome. I think more people should be okay, learn to be comfortable with their own visibility.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, it's like people are looking, so I
You
might
might
as
as well
well
say
say
something.
something, you
Yeah.
know?
And as you know, the people that are going to be dressing up like this are part of a marginalized group that have to speak up.
Right.
And so, you know, what better way to do this than to be dressed in a very visually striking way that is so bright and so loud
Yeah.
that
I
people have
think that
to pay attention.
I think that um Discord is right that like and like I've heard Trixie Mattel talk about it too that like she's like there's more and more drag queens being featured in like TV shows and movies and everything, but Trixie's like I hate that like a lot of the parts have become like hey guys, believe in yourself, you know, and
Mhm.
it's like they just show up to be like the good guy that like encourages everyone and then they leave. And
Yeah.
Trixie's like, that's not how drag queens are. Like,
No.
they should show up and like steal stuff, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like,
like, you know, it's like, yes, like, they're obviously trying to show that this is a positive thing and, like, you know, not bad, but it's kind of like it's also not fully realistic either.
yeah,
Like,
it's like a little preachy and like
yeah,
nobody
look,
wants to
yeah,
be
definitely. And
preached
it's like
at.
they've got flaws like everybody else, you know. They can be bitchy and shady like everybody else. Like, you know, it's not always sunshine and rainbows because for you know, gay people, trans people, LGBTQ plus, like it is not sunshine and rainbows right now for sure.
Exactly. And it's like, I think, and ultimately, like, Discord's point is like, when it's time for activism, like, the drags like drag queens should like show up and like make that part of their drag, and I feel like it lends more credibility to that when
Yeah.
they're real fully formed characters instead of like
Mhm.
you
Yes,
know
instead
yeah,
of just, you know, Instagram drag queens or like, you know, that are just doing it, you know, because it looks pretty.
right,
Which that is still valid. You know, you could still dress up and because you want to like play with, you know, this side of yourself and like look pretty and stuff like that. And that's fine. That's fine. But you also have to know that like you can speak out then and like do
yeah,
something with it if you want to.
totally. Wait, quick tangent, what do you think of Patagonia?
Patagonia. I'm trying to remember.
She's not a RuPaul queen.
No.
Okay, so I started following her a little while ago. She's the first drag queen to get over 1 million followers on Instagram without ever being on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Holy moly. I have to look
Um, and she's a Denver queen, which I know
yeah.
you like. And I'll send you a video that is like so touching from one of her performances. Like it just like hit me in the chest, where she's lip syncing Jon Stewart talking about gun violence. And
Those are some of my favorite like drag performances. The
okay,
ones where
I'm so
they
glad that I get to introduce you to something about
yes.
drag because it's always the other way around. She's
Yeah, I
awesome.
know. Yeah, I'm excited.
But yeah,
That's
she to
crazy.
me is like a really good example of someone who is like super joyous with her drag, super like artistic and fun and humorous and everything. But I mean, everything is political with her too, like everything. And it's
Mm,
always like such a like impactful statement that stays with you, you know?
yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at her Instagram.
She definitely like has a bit of like, I think a little bit of resentment towards RuPaul's Drag Race
I
because
can
I
see
think
that. I can
she,
understand that.
yeah, I think she like has auditioned in the past and not made it.
Oh, sure.
And then at some point she like quit trying to like fit the RuPaul aesthetic, I guess.
'Cause there definitely is. There definitely is.
Sure. Yeah. But she was like, as
They've
soon as
gotten better about it over the seasons, but they definitely like a particular kind of queen, I think,
yeah, they
for the
have
most
like archetypes of queens, I think that they like, and they're different, but like you don't see much outside of that.
part. Yeah.
Um, and I'm curious. I want to know like when she stopped auditioning because she, as soon as she says that as soon as she stopped like going for the RuPaul aesthetic and trying to fit into that, that she blew up and like became way more successful. But like I'm like, you would probably get on now, if you really
Oh,
wanted to.
absolutely.
Yeah. But she seems like she's still bitter and is not interested in that at this time. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Oh, I did want to mention that during the choreography when Darlene was struggling,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
she said that her she was struggling in that what was it? Her she quoted her mom and saying that she kind of seemed like a fart in a whirlwind.
Yeah.
And my husband loved that. He was like, I love her for that.
That was really cute. Also, Darlene, I didn't notice at her out of drag as much in the first episode, but she's cute out of
She's
drag.
cute.
She has a really cute smile.
Yeah. And
Um,
I loved the moment when they were recording and she was like, I'm not a singer, but
mhm.
I do want to channel Sylvester and hit this falsetto. And she did. And I think what's was so smart for her was to lean into how funny it was. Because if you know it's not going to be perfect, you have to make it funny.
Right. Yeah, she played that. She was put in a bad situation where she was in the leftover group with someone who hated being there and was a
Yes.
dark cloud over the whole thing.
Yes.
But she like turned that into a diamond for herself, like
Yes.
truly, with the funny falsetto note. The way she danced was, she's not a
Mhm.
dancer either, but she like made that funny. And then she like, I know that like I felt like her crying on stage was genuine, but
Yes.
it was also perfectly timed.
Oh, sure.
Um, and like that was like, set her up for being a great storyline,
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So she's impressive, I think.
And
One to
then
watch.
it was so funny when Dee Dee was pitchy and
Yeah.
Michelle was like, "No disrespect." It was really pitchy.
She was like, we need to find some notes.
Yeah,
Like,
no disrespect, but couldn't find a single note in there.
that was really funny.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I think that's all.
Okay, so moving on to the stage. We loved RuPaul's dress.
Yes, I loved
Very late 80s, early
the dress,
90s.
but the wig, not so
Yeah, the
much.
wig looked weird. But the dress and the gloves, I was like, this is like late 80s, early 90s. Like, this is something like that type of like sequin and everything that like my mom would wear to New Year's or something back then. I liked it.
And I loved seeing Dove Cameron back. Um,
Yeah.
she's always a sweetheart.
Yeah,
Um,
she's really cute.
she's always super
Um,
supportive of the queens. So
yeah, she had good critiques.
yes.
Um, I loved Michelle's look too. This is the second week in a row that I've
Oh
loved
yeah, yeah,
her
yeah.
look. The little like black dress with the like jewels
Gold
on her
cups.
boobs. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She looked really good.
yeah. Um, okay, so the first group, the disco group. Um, Philip pointed out Athena's jacket was really floppy and distracting during the
Mm,
dance. And I'm surprised the judges didn't bring that up because I thought that
sure.
was a good comment.
Yeah, because they really just I think they were fine. They felt fine with her performance, I think.
Hmm.
Uh, I think just the group overall dragged her down.
Yes, yes. And there
Because
was
I don't think they
no,
had a problem with her performance, even though I don't know. The lyrics were okay, but the dance moves were once again this typical 1 2 hit the leg, like typical drag moves. So I was just not impressed fully.
yeah, same.
But Mandy hit her first death drop of the night.
Yes.
Her ass. This is when we were introduced to her ass, and it looked
Yes.
amazing. Could not take my eyes off of it.
Yes. And the judges ended up critiquing her on being like too energetic, I think is what they said. And like I
Yeah,
saw it when they showed
I
the
saw. Yeah,
flashback, but in the moment I was too distracted by her body and
yeah,
her like just the way she looked, and I was like, oh, okay, like she's doing great. Like
yeah. Like
I didn't think she was going to be in the bottom.
I get what they meant by she was like way up there, and
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like the rest of the team should have matched. I feel like they should have matched her. Like
same.
I felt like her energy was kind of in the right place. Like it was pretty high energy. She probably could have taken it down a little bit, but I think the rest of the group should have matched her. Like I
Me
don't think she
too.
was a detriment.
Me too. I think, like, on reflection, I don't know if I felt this way completely last night, but on
Mhm.
reflection, I think my conclusion is she should not have been in the bottom because,
Not because of the performance, the look. I could go back and forth on it,
gotcha. Okay.
but we'll get
Yeah,
into
you're
that.
right. You're right. We can talk about that more. Um, okay. And then Dee Dee, yeah, I did not like her dancing or her
Mm-mm.
choreography or her lyrics.
Yeah, no, yeah, it wasn't. It just really didn't stand out. But loved Darlene hitting that note, and I liked her lyrics, and I loved her hitting that note. The judges laughed when she hit that note because they got the joke. Um,
Yeah,
so I think that definitely saved her. Plus her runway absolutely saved her.
true. Yeah, she
But
really did do a great job on the runway. Um, Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say about the Disco Girls?
no, I don't think so. No.
Okay. Next, we have the Pop Girls, right?
Yes, the pop group. I think their group was called Glam,
Okay. Yeah.
and their song
Glam
was
like wham.
Go Go
Yeah, that's
Go.
right.
The disco
Um,
group was Funk Almighty, or was that the song? No, the group was Studio 50 Whores, which is funny.
that's right.
That's funny.
That was funny. Yeah.
The song was Funk Almighty, but the pop girls, it's Glam, and their song is Go Go Go. It sounded so childish to me.
It did. It literally sounded like Full House intro. The
Yeah,
saxophone.
that's what my husband. Yeah, that's what you agreed with my husband on that one, where it sounded like Full House. Like it just sounded so childish, and like I could hear the Wham inspiration, but I don't know. It was just not something about it was not quite there.
Yeah. It's like it was a saxophone, but wham is like sexy sax,
Yeah.
not like freaking Uncle Jesse sax.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
Uncle Jesse is really sexy. I don't know why I said that, but Bob Saget sax.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
There we go.
R.I.P. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oops. um,
And their group was fine.
fine. They did look like measurably better than the first group,
Yes.
I thought. Like
Yeah.
we were
They
like, okay,
they
this
were an
is much better
improvement.
choreography.
They were an improvement.
I liked
I
Mia
felt
Star's
like
purple hair.
yeah. I felt like Sierra Mist makeup was just too much. It was too
Yeah,
much.
the lips are a lot. Um,
If
yeah.
she's not called out on that in these like upcoming episodes, I will be shocked.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like when she starts getting real
Yeah,
critiques. Like,
I need her to get critiques. I need Discord to get critiques because like once again in this episode they call out her walk and I'm like I need her to get a critique because I know the first thing out of their mouths is going to be what is that walk? What's that walk that you're doing?
yeah,
But yeah, the pop group was okay to me. Nothing really stood out. Kenya did great. You know, she can sing. She was talking about how she like sings in the choir, which she can.
yeah,
So, and Nene was fine. The talking for her lyrics was kind of rough, but I mean, what can you do?
yeah. I
Um,
felt super bad for her because I bet she was really worried about that.
yeah, I mean, she was crying while they were like trying to record because she was just so in her head of being like, God, this sucks. Like, I know I can do better than this, but yeah, it was hard for her.
Yeah, I felt really bad for her, and I did not feel like it was her fault.
No.
But it sounded better than I thought it was going
Yeah.
to. So that's a good thing, and she flew under the radar at least.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz the pop group all safe, which I agree with.
Yeah, me too. I thought Kenya looked really good too. She sounded really
Yeah, she
good.
did. I love that color on her.
The color was really pretty, and I liked the like low cut
Yeah.
top. Um, okay, so anything else you want to say about the pop girls?
Nah.
Okay, punk girls,
So they were the tucked aways, which
the
love
tucked
that.
aways. Gotcha.
And their song
Um,
was Cherries, and they were yeah, inspired by the Runaways. Um Immediately once it started, I knew I was going to like this so much more than all the others.
gotcha.
It sounded very true to
Hmm.
what the inspiration was. Um, I think I liked all of their looks. Um, it at least looked more cohesive than the other groups, maybe. But yeah,
Yeah,
the choreography, that just was a mismatch.
yeah. The choreography was bad, except they did do several stunts
Yes,
where
I
those
think the stunts did work for them.
that actually was really smart of them because I
Yes,
think it made it more interesting.
yeah.
I wrote to that Discord. She said something in her lyrics a lot about chaos, like she kept saying
Hmm.
chaos. But at first, I thought she was saying gay ass, and I was like, "Whoa, okay."
That's pretty much what Briar Blush's poetry was. What was it?
True.
She said I ain't got no chicken, but I got that cock. Briar in the room got you hard like a rock. And that got a Maya Angelou wishes. So
Yeah,
look out for Briar's poetry book coming to a store near you.
yeah, yeah. Those were memorable lyrics for sure. Jane's
Hmm.
lyrics were definitely the best. I think.
Yes.
I think that was fair.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I thought they all looked good. I think Juicy's look stood out to me
I
the
love
most.
Juicy's look because she had that short uh, wig with the spiky hair with the horns, which she kind of did for her entry. But it was fine that she repeated it. It was cute, like it
It's
fit.
super cute. It was super cute and fitting for the like brief and like she like I think the way her face is shaped
Mm.
that looks really really good on her and
Yeah,
she knows it. And so
yeah,
I'm like keep doing that. Like I don't
yeah,
mind, you
yeah.
know. Yeah, so she looked the best I think and she did some really cool dance moves and stuff too. Like she was really
Mhm.
impressive.
Yeah.
Um, anything else you want to say about the punk girls?
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
Okay, so moving on to runways. For Athena, I put eh.
Yeah.
It was
So
okay.
the theme was which living for this title. Your neck, your back, your pussy, and your crack. Live, live. And so it's looks that show off your favorite body part, which I think they added the title later because, you know, the girls are all given a list of like what the runways could be, or like what outfits, kind of like what categories of outfits they need to pack. And this could be any, like for anything. It could be for a mini challenge or a maxi challenge or a runway. Like they, and these categories could fit anywhere. So they don't know what it's going to be for. They just know what they need to pack. And so I'm wondering if all they told them was that it's looks that show off your favorite body part, because I
Okay.
felt like there was a disconnect between that and the title, because the title, you obviously know the reference for the song. And for me, everything needed to be sluttier and cuntier to fit that. And they weren't like, and I needed that.
That's actually a really good point. I felt the same way too overall for most of the girls' looks. I was like kind of bored, you
Yeah.
know, um, expecting it to be more slutty and more like, at least just more like dramatic.
Yes.
My only like pushback on your theory is how did Mia Starr know that it was, because hers was literally my neck, my back,
That's
my
true.
pussy, and my crack. Like that's she
That's
was
true.
the maybe she did that as a joke and then it was
Yeah.
just a
Maybe it was
synchronicity
just
that they made
coincidental.
that
I
the
don't know.
category title. I don't know.
But even then, I don't know. Her look, I personally, I did not understand the praise for it.
I didn't like it. It was
Because if
it
you're
was
going
ugly.
to wear a look like that, that's supposed to go with the theme to show off. Like we've seen like backs of dresses with asses showing on the
Yeah.
runway before. You can do it. Like
Yeah.
this was the time. But it was all like literally a fake illusion, not just an illusion, but just fake illusion. And I hated it.
It was ugly.
I
Yeah,
didn't like it.
it was just like ugly. Like I don't even feel like the tone of the under like
It didn't
fabric
match
matched
her.
her.
It
Yeah.
was just that they wanted to see her face, and I was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if the face would have saved it for me.
No. No, it was ugly. It felt like too on the nose, you know?
Yeah, too on the nose, but not in the right way. Like,
Yeah.
and then the kind of opposite of that was Mandy's look, which I applaud her for the creativity. Um, the look itself wasn't necessarily bad. I understand Michelle's critique of, the colors not going together.
Hmm.
Um, And then the moment you kind of have to explain to the judges what your look is you've already lost. Um, you
Yeah.
already didn't succeed, unfortunately. Did I think hers was the worst? No.
Okay, yeah. That's how I feel too. I don't think it was the worst. Um, I thought it was harsh. They compared it to the like who
Oh,
was that with
clean
the
as titties in the
yes.
like lamppost sign? No.
Yeah,
I
that
thought
was
that was totally like uncalled for. Like, how dare you? Like, that is still
yeah.
one of the worst looks. Like, no.
Yeah. I felt like that was really harsh to compare it to that look. And I thought I get like if you have to explain it, then it's not good enough. I got it the first time I saw it though. So I'm like, I have a hard time empathizing with the judges that didn't understand it because I'm like, it's a table. Literally like it's her face on a frame in a frame on a table and there's like other stuff on the table. So yeah, like
Right.
um
I think the way
it,
I saw it was I thought she was supposed to be kind of like a painting, maybe. Like this was
uh-huh.
like an art gallery, and so it was kind of set up on a table. And then when she mentioned like, oh, but it's got the like little knickknacks and everything like that, like I didn't notice that at first, and so I didn't quite catch on to that.
Hmm.
So it's kind of like I can see where if you have to explain it, it kind of already didn't succeed. But
True, true.
I didn't think it was as bad as the judges felt.
I didn't either. And I think another thing that hits me that I'm realizing now is I think I have a previous reference of like a friend I had growing up. Her family was Buddhist and they had like an
Mhm.
altar
Yeah,
in their house that looked
yeah,
a lot like that. and they had
Mhm.
like the photos of their like
Yeah.
relatives and everything on it. And so to me, I instantly recognized that as like
Sure.
something that's like referencing Asian culture,
Yes, absolutely. And I
But
think
it's,
that probably was, I don't know if she mentioned that fully, but I think
I don't
that
think she
that
did.
really
Yeah.
was what it was. Um,
Yeah. I think that's why it touched me more. And like, I thought it was a better look because I was like, oh, like
yeah,
I've seen that type of table before, you know?
yeah. And then she had, like, the photo of herself, like, out of drag on the back,
Uh
you
huh.
know, celebrating herself both in drag and out of drag. Um, and then once again, her ass, and that looked amazing.
It did. It did. She had the little like tassels on her hands too,
Mhm.
like it wasn't the best look by any
Right.
stretch of the imagination at all. But I definitely, I thought it got like too
Mhm.
harshly critiqued.
Yeah. But, Darlene's look, I lived for that.
Me too. Me too. The only thing I would say, I thought the roaches in her hair were a little too much.
You did? Oh, I loved them.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you got the sunburn, you got the like hamburgers in your boobs, like there's a
She's went full
lot going
trash.
on. She
She's
said
went full
full trash,
trash.
and I was just like, okay, roaches though, like,
Full
are you a
trash.
corpse? Like,
Yeah. I loved it, and yeah, I think her look did, uh, end up keeping her safe, not in the bottom 2. But I think her performance did too. I don't think she was at risk at being in the bottom 2.
same.
She
I think
was
she,
just
go
she
ahead.
was in the bottom because of her team.
Yes, I think she definitely like even before the runway look, she like made sure she stood out
Yeah.
from the rest of her team. It was down to I also felt like Dee Dee was definitely going to be in the bottom, like
Yeah,
no question.
her look was cute, but it just didn't stand out.
Yeah, it was like to me.
Yeah,
I
'cause
didn't.
she was showing off her legs, so she, like, started off of being, like, kinda, like, wrapped up in, the boa, and she had, like, I think a headpiece too to kind of make the whole thing look just kind of like a cloud with legs. And it was cute, but it just wasn't, didn't stand out.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't good enough to save her from what
No,
I felt
I
like
don't
her
think so.
performance was really
Yeah,
not
'cause
good.
and that's what I think happened with Athena, was that her look was gorgeous. I mean, the color was beautiful, she looked great in it. Michelle was like, "You literally look like, a drag queen. Like, when I say drag queens, this is what I mean."
Yeah, she got really good like critiques on her look. Um, to me, it was like definitely like polished, like
Yeah.
crazy polished. And her
And
makeup is incredible and
yes,
super drag.
they said
Um,
that, Dee Dee should take makeup tips from her.
I know. Yeah.
Yes. Michelle felt like she hadn't contoured enough, which is true.
Yeah.
Um, she really did not have a lot of makeup on, like, other than, foundation, eyeshadow, eyebrows, lips. Like, she really didn't contour all that much. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Michelle on that one. I definitely think Athena's look was better than Mandy's. Like
yeah.
overall. Um, but I don't know. I think it, for me, it was like relatively close between the two of them, which one should be in the bottom.
Mhm.
Because on RuPaul's Drag Race, like I've seen many, many, many times that like she asks that question, who's the leader of the group? And unfortunately, Dee Dee was really wishy washy with her answer on that. And I think she should have just outright said it was
Mhm.
Athena.
Yeah.
And like she didn't listen to our input very much. We
Mhm.
tried to give input, but
Mhm.
because RuPaul was like, "Did you have input on the choreography?" And she was like, "Yeah, but I just wish I spoke up more." And it's like, no, tell them that it was hard to get your input heard,
Yes.
because I've seen many times on RuPaul's Drag Race where it's like, okay, maybe you didn't do terrible in the challenge, maybe your runway look is good, but if you're the leader and
Mhm.
the whole team flops the way that they did, you got to pay for it and be in the
And that's
bottom.
why, like, usually no one wants to be the leader, but Athena just wanted to be the leader.
Well, she wanted to be the leader, and then she was mad when Dee
Yes.
Dee, like, half-assedly said that she was the leader. She was like,
Yes.
"Oh, you're throwing me under the bus and pretending like I was the leader. We saw you were,
Yes.
dude." Like,
You literally just took the lead on the choreography. Like,
delusional. And
yes.
no wonder nobody wants you on their team. Like, you don't take responsibility for your actions. Um, so yeah, I felt like that was partially Dee Dee's fault for
Yeah.
not speaking up and like
Mhm.
saying it. She was the one that got asked the question and she fumbled.
Yep.
Um, hello, my puppy just came in.
Aww.
Hi.
Is it Miss Summer?
Yes, I'll show you guys. Hello.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Summer.
Where's your daddy?
Oh
He's supposed to
no.
be watching you. Yeah, Dee Dee, I felt like she really missed an opportunity there
Mhm.
to like speak up and say who was really responsible. And that's why Mandy got put in the bottom and not
Yeah.
Athena.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Um, and like, because even in the workroom, when Nini was saying that Athena wasn't a team player, and then Dee Dee was like, "Oh my god, she's such a team player," and like all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, and they were like, "Who paid you to say that?"
Yeah. See, that in that moment, I thought Dee Dee was being strategic. I thought she was like,
Because she
you
was
guys are
trying
trying to
not
psych
to.
us out and
Yeah,
you guys are trying to like, and
true.
we're great. We're doing awesome, you know. But now I'm like, were you just delusional? Like, were you just like, you know, like,
Yeah,
because in the, she should have like, the moment when RuPaul asked her, like, that's when you tell the truth, you
yeah,
know?
yes,
But to your competitors, I could see having the strategy of
sure,
being like, we're all good, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So,
And then, so the glam group was safe, which I agree with. Um, and then the punk team won, and the top two uh, were Jane and uh, was it Vita again?
no,
Jane,
it was Mia.
Mia. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was Mia. Um, which I think Jane got it because of her lyrics.
Yes.
Um,
Her look was pretty cute too. It was really
yeah, it was.
campy.
Yeah, because it was her mouth, and she had a lipstick like hat, and that it was conceptual, and that's fine. Um, I don't know. I just wanted things to be sluttier. That's it.
Fair enough. Yeah, if we want to go through really quick the other queens that didn't get critiques, we had Sierra had eyes,
Oh
right?
yeah, there's a whole thing with like eyes this season because like Michelle had like the earrings with the eyes. Everybody showed up on the first episode with like little like you know eye embellishments and stuff like that. Yeah, and then Sierra had this big like eye thing, which she said eyes are the nipples of the face, which
That was
true.
funny. Yes, funny and true. I hated Nini's look with the brain hat.
Yeah, that was too conceptual.
It was ugly as fuck. I'm sorry. And
I
uh,
personally, I actually kind of liked it. I don't know. I liked the
really,
color, and I liked. I don't know. I thought it looked. I thought it looked nice. I thought she executed it nice. I just think it was too conceptual, and like, your brain is your favorite body.
I hate that. Yeah, the concept of it too is the worst because it is like you're like you said, you want something to be like somewhat slutty or like
Yes, like a brain
interesting.
is not slutty. Like,
No, like it just makes you look like a fun hater.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
um yeah, I hated it. But what was discords? I just wrote on my
Honestly,
paper.
I don't remember what her favorite body part was, but I don't know if it was just because of the way she walks or if she had like extra like stuff around her waist, but it made it look so bulky around her hips.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
didn't.
yeah, it was backless, right?
Yes, it was backless. Yeah. So I guess it must have been her back. Um,
Okay, yeah. I felt like it just didn't look very feminine or good on her.
And then her, once again, her wig line and like her makeup, not like, oh my goodness, like it was so obvious this time. Like last time I didn't notice it as much. Um, but this time, wow. It was like a good half an inch to an inch of gap.
Yeah, some of these girls need to get some critiques real quick,
Hmm.
because they are making the same mistakes over and over again.
Yes.
Oh, I thought Vita's look was awesome. It was super Beyonce. I don't know what her body part was,
Yeah, I don't
but
remember what
she
her body
looked
part
great.
was. She looked fine. It was a bodysuit, which is kind of at this point on Drag Race a little risky to wear. Um, but yeah, it was fine.
It
Um,
looked expensive to
it
me,
did
and
look
that's why
expensive.
I forgave that it was a bodysuit because it looked heavy and like
Yeah. I mean, she
expensive
had
and
like,
fitted.
the Chanel jewelry, which I don't know if it was real or not. I was kind of surprised that they were able to show the Chanel
Yeah,
logo. Um, I don't know what the trademark situation is there, if there is, if like what it is, but I was kind of surprised you could actually like fully see the Chanel logo. Um,
yeah. But I thought I just love like I know that Michelle hates when you can't see someone's full face,
right,
but
because she had the hat.
the hat looked so cool. Like it looked very
Hmm.
Beyonce,
Yeah.
and like it like covered her eyes, and
Hmm.
so I thought her look stood out to me at
Yeah.
least compared to the others. Um, I have that Jane. Oh yeah, Jane did lips. That was good. Um, I don't remember Kenya's.
Kenya's
So
was, I don't remember what her body part was, but it was kind of like a nude illusion where she had kind of like crystals.
that's right. Okay, yeah, now I remember that. I felt like that looked kind of tacky and
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah, I don't think it was executed as well as it could have been, and it was just, yeah, it wasn't anything new that we haven't seen before, I don't think. So,
Yeah, it just looked like a dance costume to
yeah.
me. I put that Mikey was simple but cute, but I don't remember what it was.
Mikey was her leg. She had like a billboard of herself, and it was
That's
kind of
right.
like a 50s like kind of pinup girl where she's got her leg and like she rotated the leg so it looked kind of like broken. It was kind of kitschy and cute. So that was kind of cute. And then she took the billboard off and she just had kind of like a corset bodysuit. So I think she looked nice. Her makeup looked nice. But it wasn't as standout to me. But it was
Yeah.
definitely kind of more up there with, okay, I kind of like this more than some of the others.
It was a higher safe
Yeah.
for sure.
Hmm.
Um, I thought the bodysuit was, even though it was a bodysuit, it was like very velvety and
Yeah.
like fun to look
It
at,
was
you
pretty
know.
color too on her.
Yeah, really good
Her
color on her
hair, I
too.
liked the wig that she chose. It was just really full and big.
Yeah. Yeah, she looked very like romantic and like
Mm.
Sabrina Carpenter kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, for
So
sure.
I liked that. Um, Briar, I said what she had those black tassels on her nipples. I don't know what her body
Did?
part was.
Oh my God, I don't remember.
Or wait, she was in black wearing tassels. Maybe they
Oh
were gold or
yeah,
silver
it was her
tassels.
thing. Her
It
favorite
was her
body
what?
part was her finger because she had this whole gown, like this gown was like covering her body and like covered her fingers, except for one finger that she put a really long red nail on.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, sure. I mean,
Yeah, that one did not hit for me
it
at
was
all.
different than everybody else's, but it did not, um, it really didn't succeed
I
in the way
agree.
that I think she was hoping it would.
I agree. I'm interested to see more
I think it
from
was just
her.
too out there.
Yeah. Um, kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I put that Juicy's look was awesome. Very chic.
Yeah, it was her, specifically her left leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she looked great. Her legs look long. I think she always makes her legs look long, which,
Hmm.
if you if you got them, use them, like show them off. Absolutely. And the color was really pretty on her. Um,
Yeah, it was very glamorous, but also very futuristic. Like that
yeah.
hat was like, I don't know
Mhm.
if I've ever seen a hat like that
It
before.
was very like Philip Tracy, which Philip
Yeah,
Tracy does, the hats that you always see, like the British royalty wearing, like
the
they're always very,
fascinators.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, I
yeah,
do know that one.
yes. It was very Philip Tracy, yeah.
Yeah. Um, so I liked her look a lot. Yeah, she could have been a top for me
Yeah,
because her performance was great. She looked great in the performance, and
I would
her look
actually,
was
I
great.
think I would probably put her instead of Mia
I think so too. Yeah. I
for
guess
her
maybe they
runway
wanted to
performance.
honor girls from the other two groups, like two
Yeah,
different groups, maybe. I
maybe.
don't know. But yeah, I was kind of surprised when they said Mia. Like I thought she did good, but I was a little surprised.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking back and I'm like, okay, I couldn't have said last night who I wanted instead of
Hmm.
Mia, but now I'm like, I think it should have been Juicy.
Yeah, I think so.
That would have been interesting if Juicy was in the top and her grandmother was in
Oh my
the
God,
bottom.
that would have been good. Why did production not do that? I don't know.
I don't know. Anything else you want to say about anybody's look?
Um, I don't think so. I think it was just, I don't know. The runway just didn't hit like I wanted it to.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope next week is better. I
Yeah.
think you might be right. I wasn't sure if was on board with your theory until we talked it through on the podcast, but now I'm like, maybe they didn't know the whole like pussy crack whatever thing
Right.
because the body parts were all over the place and it just like didn't hit. And then I think I still don't think Mia's look was good, and I don't think it should have been in the top or anything. But like, it would have been funnier
Yeah.
if it wasn't called
Yeah.
like the category
Right.
wasn't called that. You know, it would have been a surprise.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, interesting. Okay, hopefully next week we get better runways because I actually like the runways more than the challenges, like 90% of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, okay. So, and then, okay, now we're to the lip sync.
Yes. Which, when uh Mandy said that if it comes down to performances, this is my strength. And she did not lie.
She was awesome and
Amazing.
energetic.
My God. And like it was such a panic moment because you're like, oh no, she's gonna have to lip sync in this.
Well, and she couldn't quite get it off at
Oh my
first,
God,
too.
yeah.
Like,
Like she was
I was like,
I was like, oh my God,
because,
get it off,
and then
please.
her wig came off,
And her wig
and
came
I was
off, and
like,
usually
oh,
that's a no-no. Like everybody knows. But I mean, she just turned it out. She turned
yeah. And
it out.
also, Dee Dee did terrible.
Yeah, like she just didn't fit the vibe of the song at all. And like and then Mandy also had a reveal. Like I uh apparently, like I don't know if she was like planning on doing a reveal on the runway or not, but like she was already wearing that. So I don't know if that was just her preparing to be in the bottom or if it somehow went with the look, but thank God she had like that other outfit underneath and it wasn't, because I think if she didn't have that and like in addition to her wig coming off, it would have just been over. But she, I mean, I don't know. She she pulled it off. Like she
She
was
did.
performing.
She did. I think if I were her and I had done that look with the like tiny tight skirt and like all that kind of stuff, I think I would have just planned to have something underneath in
Yeah.
case I had to lip sync no matter what.
Yeah.
Like,
And that might have
I
been
think
what she did. Yeah.
just because of how like hard it would be to move in that look, you know. I'm glad she prepared. It totally paid off.
Totally paid off. The
We
number
got to
of death
see
drops lost count. I don't know.
and different kinds too, like
Yeah,
different wind ups into the death drops. Um, also, her ass. We got more.
got more.
Please
Loved
bring
it
bring that every week.
every week, girl. Every week. That was the MVP. Her
Yeah.
ass was the MVP of this episode. And like the other girls better watch out because like wow.
Yeah, she was definitely an assassin. And I think like that the wig thing really did scare me because usually that's like a like nail in
Yeah.
the coffin. But I think she got everything off fast enough and like blew everybody away for the rest of the song. And then I really think, honestly, Dee Dee just
Didn't have the same energy.
absolutely. I think RuPaul said it best. Where is the fuego?
Where's the fuego, Dee Dee? Like it was not there.
No, not in the performance, not
Mm-mm.
in the lyrics, not
Yeah, and it
in
seemed like she
the
didn't know the
lip sync.
lyrics. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She did seem like she was missing lots of lyrics too. And like that would explain her timidness, you know?
And Mandy knew those lyrics.
Oh yeah, she was
I'm
like ba
pretty
ba
sure
ba
she was like pointing at
ba.
her lip like,
Yeah, at the hardest part of the song, she was
mm-hmm.
like, yes, girl. She's a nurse. She does her homework, you know?
Yeah.
She's
Yes.
prepared. She does her homework. I love her. I really like want her to do well.
Yeah, I was really proud of her this episode because, like, yeah, when we were talking about the previous episode, we were like, gosh, like she's got the second chance, so I really hope she like proves herself, and I think she did. I absolutely think she did.
Me too. I really hope I'm worried that they're gonna like be too harsh on her though. Like I
Yeah.
almost feel like I don't feel like it's like necessarily a bias against her at this
Mhm.
point, but I felt like they were a little too harsh on her runway look this time, and I'm afraid that they're gonna be like expecting her in the bottom going
Yeah.
forward, and I really hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, if she is, they better watch. Whoever is lip syncing against her, better watch out
True.
because like she's shown that she can bring it. And she said earlier in the episode that she loves to whack, and she did. Like she wasn't lying.
Yeah, she's super impressive. I want to see her go far and
And
do great things.
I was honestly I was not expecting it, which is great. Like I was not expecting her to do all that because like she hadn't mentioned it really before, and she was talking about how as a nurse, she doesn't have a lot of time to do all these
Yeah.
things, stuff like that. So we really didn't know how much experience she had, but wow,
Yeah. She wrote that check at the beginning saying like my
she
performance is my
really
strong
did. She
suit,
told
and then she
everybody.
cashed
She
it.
told everybody in that moment. She said, "You better watch out." Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes, good for her. Anything else you want to say about the episode before we do what I wish I could say?
Um, yeah, it was just I don't know. The episode was okay. Um, kind of they focus a lot, as they should have probably on Athena because she was in her feelings the whole episode. Um, but it was the episode just kind of fell flat a little bit for me.
Yeah.
The
There was
highlight
some
is
Go
definitely
ahead.
Mandy.
Yes, Mandy was a surprise highlight for
Yeah.
sure. There were some funny moments, but yeah, overall, the challenge takes up so much time, and so when it's not awesome, it's like,
It's kind of a letdown, yeah.
yeah. I did think we kind of mentioned it before, but now we're at the point in the episode where Athena is in the back,
Yeah,
um,
and Untucked.
in the workroom, and she was kind of talking about how like this is hard and like this hurt my feelings. You know, she's like coming to terms with
Yeah. She
like
said, "This really humbled me, you guys."
I hope she means that. I really
Yeah.
do.
And
Um,
yeah, and Juicy was crying and Briar was crying too, which
oh, I
I thought,
forgot to mention that. Why was she crying?
well, so I think Briar kind of has a crush on Athena.
Aw,
I think it might be like an enemies to lovers situation going on here, which we all love.
I'm
Um,
here for that.
so I think that's why she was getting so emotional was that yeah, I think she kind of has a crush on her.
Okay.
Because
I love
she's
that theory.
definitely trying to get her attention, like, when you, watched Untucked, like, she was, like, getting all up in her business and stuff like that. I'm like, "She likes her."
Aw. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, that never crossed my mind. I was like, she seems in my head, I was like, she hates Athena. They're fighting all the time,
Right.
so it's
No,
got to
that's
be somebody
flirting.
else she's crying over. I thought
That's
like maybe
flirting.
she's friends with Darlene or somebody else. Um, but okay, that would be the ideal scenario. Okay, cool. Um, but yeah, I thought, yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say.
Yeah, and, like, Athena was like, "Is this gonna be, like, a four-way lip sync?" And it's like, "No, girl. No, it's not."
I did see because RuPaul did say you were all up for elimination,
True.
and so when she says that, I'm often like, does that mean they all have to lip sync? But yeah,
That's
she,
literally only happened, like, once.
yeah,
The girls act like this is, a kind of occur like something that could just happen. And it's like it's only happened literally once. And I'm pretty
yeah,
sure they saw that and were like, that was a mess. We never need to do that again. Because it was a mess.
yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, so hopefully, I really want the runway to be better next week,
Yeah.
and I really hope that we get. What was the challenge? Did
The
they
challenge
say?
is was it RDR Live, which I
Oh
know
yeah,
like some people hate it. I personally love it.
yeah. We'll get to see who's funny and who's not.
I think Jane is going to be probably in the like top, depending on what the runway is. Um,
Yeah,
it could be another good week for her, obviously. But yeah, some of the other girls, I don't know. We'll have to wait
yeah.
and see. But I'm excited.
Me too.
But no more Dee Dee, unfortunately.
R.I.P. Dee Dee.
First one to go, pork chop of the season.
Yeah, I, I'm glad it's not Mandy.
I know. It's like I think, yeah, they made the right choice based on the challenge, the runway, and the lip sync.
Yeah. Alrighty. So you want to do what I wish I could say?
Sure.
I can go first. I think I'm going to talk to Athena.
Mm.
And what I have to say to Athena is please take this experience and learn from it. Um, I can see that you're a wounded person. And I know it's probably really hard for you to even acknowledge that. Like you have so much pride in yourself, and you should. You've worked really, really hard to get where you are, and where you are is like incredible. You're coming into this competition as already a super accomplished, famous, and fierce queen. And so, like, I bet it's really hard for you to like reconcile any like weaknesses you have or any like wounds you have with your identity as this like super fierce queen. But you've seen like right off the bat, episode two, like you have all the evidence in front of you that like what you're doing is not going to work for this competition. If you want to win this competition, you've got to change your attitude. And so I really hope that going forward, you know, really mean it when you say like this humbled me, because I think we could see a really beautiful growth in you by the end of this competition if you like let it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like, no one's giving criticism out in the real world. You're not
No,
getting critiqued on what you're doing. You're, going out there, doing your job, and of course you're going to be applauded for it because, like, you're great. And you probably like, did give a great performance, but you're not asking for criticism in that moment. When you come to Drag Race, you're opening yourself up to criticism and stuff you probably have not heard. and things maybe you haven't realized. So I can definitely see how it's kind of a wake up call for her. And yeah, hopefully she does take some notes and tries to grow from it too.
Well, and it's like what it's giving to me is that she's experienced being burned by like
Oh,
trying
sure.
to like see someone as her teammate or rely on someone
Mhm.
else in the business.
Oh, sure.
It
I'm sure.
seems like she must have been betrayed at some point.
Sure.
And so she's coming into the competition with the belief that like it's not worth it for me to rely on other people, and it's not worth it for me to bother myself with helping other people. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just going to drag me down. That's just going to like rip the rug out from under me. So like screw that completely. Um and unfortunately that is not how RuPaul's Drag Race works.
Yeah.
Like that's not what people want to see on TV. The people want to see growth, people want to see connection, people want to see openness and vulnerability.
Yes.
And that's going to be your greatest challenge in this is like you can do makeup, you can do great looks, you can dance and sing and whatever all day long, but if you can't open yourself up and be lovable, you're going home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's like they're not giving these critiques to tear you down. They're giving these critiques to help you.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Sometimes it kind of does seem like they're there to tear you down, unfortunately. But yeah.
Yeah. So that's my what I wish I could say.
Okay. So for mine, I wish I could say to Darlene that I don't think she has to worry about her place in drag and performing anymore, um, because she does deserve to still be here and uh, I think she should follow that love for performing that she absolutely has. Um, and it'll bring a smile to everybody's face because it did this week. Like I think she like knocked it out of the park. I don't think she deserved to be in the bottom, like I said. Like I think it was the rest of the team that dragged her down. Um, and I'm sure it's hard with the huge switch that she made from when she started out, she was partying, going hard, and that's what that environment is like because you're working at bars and clubs, and you're surrounded by that kind of stuff, and you're working late hours, and you're young, and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. And being sober for 9 years, like congratulations to her. It probably is tough being put back into an environment that she's been out of for such
Hmm.
a long time, and not knowing what it was going to be like. It's like, oh my gosh, is this going to be hard on my sobriety? Like, am I going to be able to handle it? And I think she proved that she can.
Yeah.
And, she's still here, and bravo to her.
Amen. Yeah. I was really touched by her speech.
Yeah,
It seems like she hasn't really said explicitly like why she decided that she couldn't go out and like
right.
continue working the bar circuit, but it's like heavily implied that she's worried about maintaining her sobriety. And it's like she knows that like RuPaul is sober,
Oh
Judy
yeah.
is sober, Katya is sober. Like there's so many queens that are sober that are super successful. So I think it must come down to just self trust.
Yes.
Um, and I'm really glad that she's being given this opportunity to perform again on stage because that's going to give her that motivation that like it is worth like risking my self trust and like proving this to myself to go out there and like perform live, you
Yeah,
know?
because then she'll find that she can trust herself.
Right. And like that's the greatest gift right
Yes.
there is like she is like showing herself that she doesn't have to limit herself anymore, that
Yeah.
she doesn't have to put herself in this box and make herself smaller, you
Yeah.
know?
She can
So,
continue to do what she loves because she obviously enjoys it so much. Because, like, she is a bedroom queen.
Hmm.
So, like, she obviously still enjoys drag. I think she was just so worried about what would happen if she got back to performing live. And I mean, to do it on the drag race stage is kind of a huge jump.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think at the same time, it might be a safer place to do it because it's kind of, a secluded environment. She probably doesn't have to worry about the temptations. Um, it's kind of structured.
Yeah.
And she's given tasks that she kind of has to focus on. So maybe like it might be like her kind of the best segue back into it.
I think
Um,
so. I think it's like for other people it would be like a huge jump to go from bedroom queen to RuPaul's Drag Race, but I feel like it's almost like guardrails a
yeah.
little bit, and that's why it's like she can just focus on like the passion that it
Yeah.
and the fire that it gives her instead of worrying about like I'm surrounded by drugs right now, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think so. Which is kind of crazy to think about because you think about reality shows in this and it's a crazy situation. It is absolutely crazy. And you hear about like Katya, where Katya like was like truly freshly sober when she
Hmm.
was on her season. And she was like, I am panicking. Like,
Yeah.
this is insane. But then you hear it from Darlene's point of view, where Darlene has been sober for all this time. And I think, yeah, she is kind of being like, I think this is a great opportunity for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I
Yeah.
wish her the very, very best
Oh,
of luck.
absolutely.
Um, and yeah, she's shown herself to be one to watch for
I
sure.
think so. I think that the first episode, I wasn't, fully feeling her. Didn't like her entrance look, and I don't think, I don't think she really stood out that much in the first episode. Maybe they didn't focus on her enough. I don't think, but this episode, I think she made a really great second impression, and now I'm kind of on her side.
Me too.
So I can add her with along with Nene and Mandy as the ones to watch, and I think I want to add uh, Juicy to that too. And I'm still also Mikey as well. So yeah, I've
Yeah.
added on episode 2. I've added a lot more queens to my list.
Yeah, me too. I definitely want to add Juicy. Um, she's one to watch for me. Obviously Jane. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
Jane's gonna, from what I've seen so far, like the intellectual challenges on RuPaul's
Mhm.
Drag Race, there's a lot of them,
Yes,
and the queens that can handle that do really well. And
yes,
Jane so far is like the only one that I'm like, she's gonna
yeah.
destroy this.
Oh yeah, she's locked into those ones for sure.
Yeah, so she's definitely like gonna be, and she can sew too. Like,
Yeah,
she's got a very good chance of going very far.
yeah.
I think the other queens, it's like Mandy. I'm rooting for her so bad, even though I'm like,
I
ugh.
think she'll be a long shot, but I'm truly rooting for her.
Me
Even if
too.
she doesn't, make it all the way to the end, I think this is a great, jumping off point for her. I've seen her like she's on like the tours that they do with like all the other girls doing like shows and stuff. So she's obviously doing that too, which is great.
Yeah,
So either way, I think it's gonna work out really well for her.
good. Yeah. Um, so Mandy, and then I still like Vita. Vita was my
Yes,
top last
yeah,
week.
Vita was great. Yeah, I think she had another good episode. Um, Even though I didn't fully understand her supposed 3D chess she was playing. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I don't understand how to play chess anyways, so
Yeah. I think that was weird, but it's funny, you
it
know.
was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see more from those queens.
Yeah,
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
of course.
To our listeners, we are on Spotify and YouTube and Apple Music. Please subscribe. We're also on TikTok. Honest Ape is the handle on TikTok. And What I Wish I Could Say Pod is the handle on Instagram.